Hello, it is Hex here, and welcome back to Crappypastas with Hex, where those creepypastas are smelling a little less than fresh. Today, we're looking at Forever Alone, which I just had to click on the wiki because, well, it's an incredibly popular meme, and I was like, screw it, let's read it for you guys. So, I'd say without further ado, let's begin. Hello, my name is Alex, and this is my cry for help. I'm so desperate, so alone, all alone. These things, these voices inside my head, they're persistent, and they won't be quiet. It's ironic, because that's all my life has ever was before they came. Quiet. I was nothing special, just an introverted, convoluted nerd. As most would put it anyways. I was never much good at anything, and in high school, every sport I tried out, and I failed miserably. I was your run-of-the-mill loner, and I had no friends. I wasn't bullied or anything. That would have been a luxury. A human interacting with me in a situation in which they were not forced, it also seemed impossible. Everyone just looking through me, ignored me, acted as though I wasn't there. They were very convincing too. My family didn't help much either. Although they were the majority of the humans I interacted with, they were nice enough, but their emotions seemed hollow, almost as if they were uncomfortable speaking to me. My widowed mother seemed to avoid me at all costs. My lone sibling, my sister, didn't try to avoid me as much as she just didn't have time for me, even though she was younger than me. She was much more popular and had things like sports and friends to occupy her. All of our interactions seemed hurried and forced. Nothing like how you think a brother and sister would act. After years of thoughts of suicide and ignored pleas for attention, I finally graduated. My grades were average, so I accepted into an average college. I have an average basement apartment with no roommates and no friends to speak of. That's when the voices started. Man-made demons. These thoughts crawling inside my head are like the venomous spiders ready to poison the world and watch it die. Murder, genocide, any atrocity you can think of. Prolonged loneliness is synonymous to insanity. I was able to block out these urges for a while, but the voices, oh, the voices, they spoke honeyed words of murder, and I listened. I mean, no one paid attention to me, so I'll make them pay in my blood, in blood. This is just revenge, right? My actions were justified. My target was this girl, and her name was Samantha. A couple days ago, she noticed my tendencies and spoke to me. Out of sympathy, of course, but nonetheless, a human being willing speaking to me. At first I was excited, but the voices knew she was just pretending to care about me so she could leave me when I was most vulnerable. I'm not going to let her get to me. I'm going to get her first. So I keep talking to her. The voices taught me how to speak with a silver tongue. So after a few short days, I was able to lure her into my apartment, and I killed her. I laughed as I did it. I didn't do it fast either. Oh no, that would have been far too merciful. I knocked her out and cut her slowly over the course of several days. Occasionally, she would wake up and scream, but duct tape fixed that problem. The voices told me where to cut, so she wouldn't bleed to death, but she finally perished after 6 days. I don't think she died because of the cuts. I think she died to pure lack of will to go on. And as she died, I never felt more alive. I finally painted the black canvas I call my life with a beautiful crimson. After the urges went away, but only for a little while. Now they're back, and the voices thirst for something much more than murder. As I'm writing this, I'm realizing it's too late for me. But before you shrug this off, turn off your lights and go to bed, remember this. We're always scared of what's hiding in our closet, or what's under our bed. But what we should really be scared of is what's inside our heads. Now, if you would excuse me, I have work to do. Credit goes to Faded Reaper for that abomination. And to give a brief review of it, it was bad. Very bad. It's not like a metaphor for anything, it's bad. You see, the voices inside your heads, that's insanity. It's not... Of course you should be... If you hear voices inside your head, you're insane. Of course, you should be aware of that. So, yeah, there's that. Now, what else shall we review? Oh, yes. At first, I thought this was going to be a cheap knockoff of Alone, or whatever you call that, in which the protagonist, of course, is a ghost. No one knows where he is, but apparently that's not the case. It would have been worse, probably, if he went down that road, but, oh man, it's still really bad. It's just so cliche and so boring. It's just, cliche, boring, and bad overall. Not to mention he throws a period in every 5 words. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this mistake. And so, I'll catch you next time on Crappypastas with Hex. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to comment, actually, because I do love your feedback. See you next time. I'm Hex, and I'm out.